E-Classroom, sponsored by রাষ্ট্রীয় মাধ্যমিক শিক্ষা অভিযান, ত্রিপুরা রাজ্য মিশন।
মাধ্যমিক স্তরের শিক্ষার গুণগত মানকে সুনিশ্চিত করার লক্ষ্যে রাষ্ট্রীয় মাধ্যমিক শিক্ষা অভিযান, ত্রিপুরা রাজ্য মিশন কর্মরত মাধ্যমিক স্তরের শিক্ষক ও বিদ্যালয় প্রধানদের প্রশিক্ষণ, বিজ্ঞান শিক্ষণ সামগ্রী প্রদান, ছাত্রীদের আত্মরক্ষামূলক প্রশিক্ষণ, মেধায় পিছিয়ে পড়া ছাত্রছাত্রীদের বিশেষ শিক্ষাদান, প্রতিবন্ধীদের জন্য অনুদান, রাজ্যে কলা উৎসব আয়োজন সহ অন্যান্য কর্মসূচি রূপায়ণ করছে।
জানেন কি, বিদ্যালয় ছুট সারা দেশের একটি জ্বলন্ত সমস্যা। এই সমস্যা সমাধানে রাষ্ট্রীয় মাধ্যমিক শিক্ষা অভিযানের উদ্যোগে আগামী 1 জানুয়ারি থেকে সপ্তাহব্যাপী বিদ্যালয় ফিরে চলো কর্মসূচি গ্রহণ করা হয়েছে। 14 থেকে 16 বছর বয়সী সমস্ত ছেলে মেয়েদের মাধ্যমিক শিক্ষা সম্পূর্ণ করার জন্য আপনারা সবাই এগিয়ে আসুন।
মাঝপথে যারা লেখাপড়া ছেড়ে দিয়েছো বন্ধুরা, তোমরা বিদ্যালয়ে আবার ফিরে এসো।
রাষ্ট্রীয় মাধ্যমিক শিক্ষা অভিযান।
Hello students. Hello sir. How are you?
Fine sir.
Okay, sit down.
Thank you sir.
So today I will depict about an article. Okay. So the name of the article is Discovering TUT, the Saga Continues. So before we read this article or the story, okay, at first we have to know about the title. Okay, in literature, title is very important thing. Okay, so do you know what is title? Shubho? Okay, sit down. It doesn't matter. Okay, let's see. So in literature, a title generally serves a connecting link between the to the various disjointed episodes in an imaginative world. Let us mean that if we just break these words, then we will know what is article. So do you know what is discovery? What's the meaning of discovery, Medha?
স্যার ডিসকভারি মানে হলো কি নতুন কিছু, মানে আমি এটাকে মানে অনেক পুরনো জিনিসটাকে নতুন করে খুঁজে বের করলাম।
Very good. Okay, sit down. Good. So discovery and you know invention. What is invention? So discovery and invention are not similar words. Okay, but in Bengali meaning is called avishkar. ঠিক আছে? Discovery, avishkar, invention of avishkar. But expert says there is a huge difference between two words, discovery and invention. So discovery means to find or learn. That nobody to find and learn that nobody has searched on you before. Okay, so the next word, discovering TUT. So TUT means here is a king. He is a very teenager king. Okay, so his actual name is Tutankhamun. Okay, so popularly known as TUT. So he is a king, and we will read about him. Okay, in this story. So TUT is a teenager king who died unexpectedly and at a very early age. Okay. So next, Saga. Saga means So do you know what is the meaning of saga? Anyone? Pritam? Okay. Saga means a very long story. A long series of events. Okay, so with the help of this title we get some clues what is the story about. Okay, so what can be the story? Clear? So discovering TUT, the saga continues. Writer is A.R. Williams. So he is a very interesting writer, we can say, a writer of science and fiction and fantasy. Here you see a writer of science and fiction. Fiction means, what is fiction? Imaginary events and incidents, okay, these are called fiction. And fantasy means totally imagination. So A.R. Williams is a modern writer, and we will get some information about him. A.R. Williams developed a love for reading at a very young age, and in the 4th grade, when an assignment to write their own works of fiction was given, it occurred to him that he could craft tales for others to enjoy. A.R. Williams' work has appeared in Heroic Fantasy, Quarterly, 3 Crow Press, and Everyday Fiction. A.R. received an honorable mention in the 4th quarter of the Writers of the Future contest in 2010. So we have an idea that A.R. Williams is a modern writer. Okay, so he got an honorable mention in the 4th quarter of the Writers of the Future contest in 2010. And the first para says that, or meaning, whenever he writes anything, okay, so it is very interesting, and we readers just enjoy most, okay, with this concept, his concept. Next, we will learn about from this prose piece that title, about TUT and his family, fact to know, discovery of TUT's tomb, summary, the main purpose of the CT scan, and then spoon points. Let's sum up. Okay, this portion we will cover. So about TUT. He is the main character, we can say, in this prose. So a boy king of Egypt belonged to a very powerful dynasty which ruled for centuries over Egypt. Young Tutankhamun changed his name to Tutankhamun, but popularly known as TUT. Okay, so here we see who is TUT. Ruled over his kingdom for about 9 years. Okay, only 9 years, just he ruled. He died unexpectedly at the last heir of his powerful family. So very interesting thing. A king who ruled for only 9 years. Okay, something could be happened with him, isn't it? This is the fact the writer just puts in his article. Clear? TUT's family. His father or grandfather was Amenhotep III, a powerful pharaoh who ruled almost 40 years. Okay, his father was very powerful pharaoh. Do you know what's the meaning of pharaoh? Egyptian king. Okay, pharaoh means Egyptian king. Fine. So his son Amenhotep IV succeeded him. He shocked the people by attacking Ammon, a major god. Okay, so he attacked a major god, namely Ammon. He was a little wiki. Wiki means he was a little bit crazy. You know what is crazy? Like স্বভাবটা তোমার পাগলাটে আর কি, mad. He shifted his religious capital to Amarna. Later, when we will just go through this prose piece, then we will know about him. Clear? Fact to know. So, from this story, fact is that to know, the lesson provides a comprehensive awareness of ancient Egyptian cultures. The ancient Egyptian believed that there was life after death. Ancient Egyptian believed that there was life after death. That's why the pharaoh were worried with their tremendous amount of wealth, including things of daily use, so that they could use them in their life after death. যখন তোমার ইজিপশিয়ান রাজারা মারা যেত তখন তাদেরকে যখন সমাধিস্থ করা হতো তখন তাদের সামনে বা তাদের কাছে এমন কিছু ভ্যালুয়েবল জিনিস দেওয়া হতো যারা ইজিপশিয়ানরা বিলিভ করতো যে মৃত্যুর পরও নাকি তাদের একটা লাইফ আছে, ঠিক আছে? ওই লাইফটাতে তারা এগুলো ইউজ করবে। ক্লিয়ার? So now the story begins. Clear? So his mummy. Mummy একটা নতুন শব্দ, মাম্মি জানো? What is mummy? Okay, মৃত্যুঞ্জয় বলো। মাম্মি মানে
হলো ইজিপশিয়ানরা যখন মারা যায় তাদের কবরের যেটা যেখানে কবর দেওয়া হয় সেই কবরটাকে বলা হয় মাম্মি।
Very good. So when his mummy was first discovered, okay, the time was 6 p.m. and the date was 5th January 2005. His mummy was discovered by an English archaeologist. Okay, so when his mummy was just taken out from his resting place, then a wind was just stirred up, an angry wind stirred up the total area. He was the last heir of a powerful Egyptian dynasty. He was a teenager, died about 3,300 years ago. His tomb was discovered in 1922. Okay, so his 1922 by an English or British archaeologist, namely Howard Carter. His mummy had to undergo a CT scan, which could solve many mysteries regarding Tut's life and death. তো হ্যাঁ মাম্মিটারে কি করতে পারেছে, তোমার সিটি স্ক্যান করতে পাঠানো হয়েছে, ঠিক আছে? তো এবার দেখা গেছে and this CT scan which could solve many mysteries regarding Tut's life and death, how he died. Okay, so in at the time of his death and how he died. So this is the thing. Many tourists came around the world, came to see the world famous mummy. The mummy is in very bad condition because of what Carter did in the 1920s, said Zahi Abbas. He was the Secretary General of Egypt's Supreme Council of Antiquities. Antiquities means old things. Okay, so he was the profession by Secretary General of Egypt's Supreme Council of Antiquities. Okay, so when his body was just taken out from its resting place, then many tourists came around the world to see that the famous mummy. Okay, so some tourists then whispering that, oh, I read about him in guidebook. Some are whispering, okay, some were whispering and some were stood in silence. Clear? So his mummy was scanned on 5th January 2005. Next.
পুষ্টিকর খাদ্য এবং শিক্ষা আমাদের নিতান্ত প্রয়োজনীয় জিনিস।
আপনি কি জানেন বর্তমানে ত্রিপুরায় বিদ্যালয় শিক্ষা দপ্তরের অধীনে মধ্যাহ্ন আহার প্রকল্পের উদ্যোগে সবকটি বিদ্যালয়ে সবজি বাগান গড়ে তোলা হচ্ছে।
ছাত্রছাত্রীদের পুষ্টিকর খাদ্য প্রদান করার লক্ষ্যে সেই বাগানে উৎপাদিত সার এবং কীটনাশকবিহীন সবজি প্রথম থেকে অষ্টম শ্রেণীর শিক্ষার্থীদের মিড ডে মিলে ব্যবহার করা হয়।
চলুন শিক্ষার্থীদের স্বাস্থ্যকর এবং নির্ভেজাল খাদ্য প্রদান ও সুস্থ সমাজ গড়ার লক্ষ্যে আমরা সবাই এগিয়ে আসি এবং প্রত্যেকটি বিদ্যালয়ে সবজি বাগান গড়ে তুলতে বিদ্যালয় কর্তৃপক্ষকে সাহায্য করি।
Carter began investigating the 3 nested coffins. The first coffin was opened. He found a shroud decorated with garland, willow olive, lotus flower, cornflower. He faced many problems when he finally reached the mummy. So Carter began investigating after just sent to undergo a CT scan. Okay, so he began investigating. So when the first coffin was opened, coffin means the boxes. Okay, when the first coffin was opened, he found a shroud. You know what is shroud? Kafon. ঠিক আছে, সেই দেওয়া হয় কাফন, decorated with garland, willow olive, lotus flower. He faced many problems when he finally reached the mummy. He had to face many problems. to investigate this. Okay, so along with this coffin were other items of daily use like board games, a bronzer razor, linen undergarments, food and wine. See here the picture, his mummy, and they are just investigating. Okay, so they found that board games, a brood razor, and linen undergarments, food and wine. Okay, so they believe that he could use after his death. The ritual resin has hardened. So the resin, okay, so resin had hardened over the mummy. Okay, he left that cemented to the bottom of his solid gold coffin. Even they tried to use the sun's heat to loosen the resins. He set the mummy outside in blazing sunshine that heated it to 149 degrees to soften the resin, because that resin was very hardened. But their efforts went in vain. Then the body was chiseled away from the coffin. Chiseled away means বাটাল দিয়ে কুটা আছে না ওইটা, যখন তোমার কি করা হয়, যখন তারা দেখতেছে যে the body was not just opened, then they used chisel. Craftsmen removed the mummy's head and nearly every major point. Archaeology has gone a revolutionary change in few decades. Today, computed tomography means CT scan that we know creates three-dimensional virtual body. Three-dimensional means 3D. You know 3D pictures, 3D. Okay, 3D dimension, 3D virtual body. Young Tutankhaten or King Tut ruled for 9 years and died unexpectedly. Okay, he investigated from this or with the help of this mummy. Tut's father or grandfather was Amenhotep III, a powerful pharaoh who ruled almost 40 years. His father was a powerful pharaoh in that time. His son Amenhotep IV succeeded him. He shocked the people by attacking Amun, a major god, smashing his images and closing all his temples. He changed his name to Akhenaten and promoted the worship of Aten or the sun disk. He was a little wiki or crazy. He shifted his religious capital to Amarna. Okay, so they investigated and they found these information. CT scans Tut's mummy from head to toe. CT scanned Tut's mummy from head to toe. Every details they just wanted to get from that mummy. It created 1700 digital images. 1700 digital images of his head, neck and his scalp. His head was scanned in 0.62 mm slices when his body was fully scanned. Okay, and his head was scanned in 0.62 mm. This figure is very important. After completing the scan, Tut's mummy was carried back to his tomb. After completing the scan, they just completed their scan and then they sent this mummy to his tomb. Okay. King Tut, again rested in peace, where the priest had laid him more than 3003 years ago. Okay, priest যারা পুরোহিতরা যখন ওই মাম্মিটাকে তোমার সমাধিস্থ করেছিল, ঠিক আছে, ওইটাকে আবার সেখানে পাঠানো হলো. Then that time when his mummy was discovered, okay, an angry wind was just blowing. That time the total atmosphere was quite changed. Now the wind has stopped. Clear? When his mummy was just sent and laid down there, and then over his body, okay, over his mummy, a cluster of stars were seen that time. So quite interesting. Next, see his picture. CT means CT scan generated image of King Tut, 3-dimensional picture. Okay, so let's sum up. So what we have learned from this prose. The story gives an insight into the mystery surrounding the life and death of Tutankhamun, the last teenager ruler of the powerful dynasty that had ruled Egypt for centuries. Okay, he was the last of his family's line, and his funeral brought to an end to this powerful dynasty. Not much known about his family. Okay, The story gives insight into the mystery of surrounding life and death. Okay, so we can come to know after reading the story that how TUT died and about his life and death of Tutankhamun. And he was the last teenager king who just ruled for 9 years around. He was the last of his family's line. Okay, and then the dynasty was over. The main purpose of the CT scan, actually when his body was scanned, okay, so their main purpose was to reveal how the boy king met his unexpected death. That is to remove the mist over his mysterious death, but gave us clues for sure. Okay, so we get some clues for sure. The other aim of the scan was to reveal TUT's age at the time of his death. So there are two purposes. First one is what? His unexpected death. That is to remove the mist over his mysteries, isn't it? And then the next one is to reveal TUT's age. These are the main purpose of this CT scan. Clear? Facts and figures. That is very important to remember because sometimes we are very confused about some figures. Okay, so which is involved in this prose. So TUT died more than 3,300 years ago. TUT died. His tomb was discovered in 1922. Okay, the next one is here hundreds of X-rays created three-dimensional real body. He ruled for 9 years. CT scan created about 1700 digital X-ray images. His head was scanned in 0.62 mm slices. Okay, Carter heated the body 149 degree Fahrenheit in blazing sunshine to soften the what? Resin. Clear? So these are the main points that we have to remember. Clear? So any question from this prose piece? Huh? Clear? Okay. Shubho? Okay.
What is decorates?
Decorates. Okay. So Shubho, you have asked what's the question?
Decorates.
Decorates. Although I have not used this word decorates in this prose piece, but decorates means a band of robber. Okay, so I think I have been used the word discovered or decorated. Okay, decorated means in Bengali meaning সজ্জিত. ঠিক আছে? Okay. So any question from you? Sit down. Very good. So any question, Momita? Okay. So have you got the idea what I have just pointed? Is it clear? Yes. Okay, thank you. That's all for today's class. Okay, so call it for a day. Thank you. Thank you.
ড্রপ আউটের ঘুচিয়ে ক্ষত, স্কুলে পড়ুয়ার বাড়ছে ভিড়, সর্বশিক্ষা মিড ডে মিলে স্কুল সকলের আশার নীড়।
রাজ্যের 6 থেকে 14 বছরের সব শিশুদের বিদ্যালয়ের আঙিনায় এনে তাদের বুনিয়াদী শিক্ষা সুনিশ্চিত করতে সর্বশিক্ষা অভিযান বদ্ধপরিকর। তাদের শিক্ষার সুবিধার জন্য রয়েছে বিনামূল্যে পাঠ্য বই, বিদ্যালয়ের পোশাক, উন্নতমানের পড়াশোনা, স্বাস্থ্যসম্মত শৌচাগার, বিশুদ্ধ পানীয় জল, পুষ্টিকর মধ্যাহ্ন আহার, খেলাধুলার ব্যবস্থা এবং আরও অনেক কিছু।
হ্যাঁ, তাই দেরি না করে আজই আপনার এলাকার সব শিশুদের নিকটবর্তী সরকারি বিদ্যালয়ে ভর্তি হতে উৎসাহিত করুন।
E-Classroom was sponsored by রাষ্ট্রীয় মাধ্যমিক শিক্ষা অভিযান ত্রিপুরা রাজ্য মিশন।